Hello and welcome back to another episode of Simply Carifying. Today we are talking about mental clutter. What is it? What the fuck do we do with it? And why do we hold on to it? Okay, so mental clutter, some people will know exactly what I'm talking about, but we're just gonna assume that you don't, okay? So mental clutter consists of persistent negative thoughts, unaddressed tasks, and information overload that weigh down your mental well-being. Anybody feeling that? Totally, definitely. Getting rid of it acts as a spring cleaning for your mind, okay? Creating space for focus, creativity, and emotional balance. Well, how can I get rid of stuff if I just, you know what I mean? I'm going to tell you why you should and then how you should, okay? First off, if you're one of those people who definitely holds on to a lot of negative stuff, okay? Like, let's say you got in an argument with a friend and you're just kind of like letting it fucking fester there or something, and then something else happens. Your partner forgot to pick up your dry cleaning, or who the fuck knows? They didn't realize that you were making dinner and I don't know what it is. You know what I mean? Like, whatever an issue is, you let these issues, like magazines, right, stack up on the end table of your mind. And eventually you can see the stack like just kind of swaying, and it's getting bigger and heavier, and just like, the more that it is, the more that it's just going to make this huge fucking mess, right? And you're just going to fucking lose it. That's why we clean it up, right? The stuff that we don't actually have to hold on to, we just let it go. Now, for people like me, which I'm not diagnosed, but I'm going to say that I have I'm going to say ADHD is definitely up in here, right? I don't have a stamp on that, but I'm just like, I'm fairly, Jesus, what the fuck's the word? Certain? I don't know. Anyway, so why should you declutter your mind? Mental clutter is more than a nuisance. It has documented psychological and physical impacts, such as reduced stress, a cluttered mind, or oh my God. Anyway, rewind that. Reduced stress, a cluttered mind or environment triggers the release of cortisol, the stress hormone. I feel like we talk about hormones a lot on this channel, but anyway, it's good to know. It's good to know. High levels can lead to a chronic fight or flight state, increasing risks for heart disease and diabetes. Well, that doesn't sound like something you want, right? Like, definitely, if stress is something that could push to serious health things, that's one reason to totally let it go. Now, I'm not saying don't ever hold on to anything, right? Just be totally aloof and just kind of prance through your days. That's not going to help you either. That's going to be, I know, again, people on both sides. But anyway, so sharper focus. The brain naturally prefers order. Okay, anyway, some people. Visual and mental noise compete for your attention, leading to cognitive overload and reduced working memory. So imagine, like, I'm sure you've seen it, like a meme or whatever, right? Like, my brain has 57 tabs open and I don't even know where I am, or whatever the fuck it says. Like, it's totally real. When you have your computer uploaded and you've got 58 fucking tabs open on top of your messages and your photo editing and this, that, whatever, like, you've got all this shit running, it's a lot of work for your computer to keep up with all that shit, because you're bouncing from page to page. You still have shit that you haven't touched for the last 2 weeks, but it's still open, right? And it's still open because you know that you need it eventually and you don't want to forget about it, and so you just leave it open. But even just leaving it open, hovering there, is taking up space. It's taking up memory. It's taking up that little bit that could be going into something that you're actually doing, paying attention to, worrying about, working on. Doesn't matter. So on a computer, that shit happens, and your brain is no fucking different, right? If you've got all the tabs open. Like, you're worried about spring break, that's in a week, but you're also worried about where the kids are going to sleep when they go on vacation in the summer. Like, it's just like, and yet you also need to think of what's for dinner tonight, and practice is tomorrow. Is it tomorrow? Like, do both kids have practice and shit like that? These are examples of my tabs, just so you know. Graduation is coming up. Like, when are the practices? How many practices? Do I get the tickets yet? You need to slow down. Slow down. And one of the easier things to do, if you think like that, like if you have that many going where it's kind of all over the place, timeline wise, you reel it in and you focus on what is coming up first. Okay, so out of the things that I said, dinner tonight is the closest thing, which means that should be the thing that gets the most focus right now, right? Doesn't take long. There we are. Just, okay, so if you're focused on the things that actually make sense in the time being, you lose a lot of the fog and you lose a lot of the chaoticness. Like, you make notes and shit for yourself. You put it in your calendar. You do these little things so that you don't forget, but you don't always have to have every fucking tab open up here, right? Like, I'm just as bad on my computer. I would open my computer and every one of my family members say that I'm insane because I've got 3 windows, each having across the screen. And it's just like, why? You're not doing all of this shit right now. And it's like, yeah, okay. So, emotional stability. Unaddressed mental clutter can contribute to anxiety, depression, and feelings of shame or inadequacy. So, like, if you know that something's coming up and you think about it, but it's still kind of in just like the worry mode. If for some reason that thing, that time, that little window of what was supposed to be, if that passes, you forgot. Have you ever had something where you just forgot? Whether it was, oh, hey, it's so-and-so's birthday, I need to send them a message. And then the next day you wake up and realize, oh, fuck, I never sent it. I totally meant to. I thought about it the day before. I thought it, the morning of, but I never sent it. Fuck, and now it's gone. It happens, right? It's because there's so much going on. Like, you have to remember too that you're human. And I don't know anybody who persistently is just sitting there like, with nothing going on, right? I mean, a lot of men, let's face it, but it's yeah. So, improved sleep. Constant reminders of unfinished tasks can make it difficult for your brain to unwind, leading to insomnia. There are times where I get in my bed and I've got so much going on that's when I have to either turn on a show or I will play like a mindless phone game until my eyes get so fucking tired that it's like a forced to sleep situation. Because if my brain is going and I'm actually thinking about the things that I haven't got done or that I need to do the next day, like it jumps. Right? Like, a woman's brain is kind of like this electric situation, like this fucking circuit board that there's no time off. There's no shut off switch. There's no like delay in the current at all. Like, it's just always zip, zip, zip. And you're always going from one thing to the next, to the next, to the next. And it could be totally unrelated. You could be thinking about worrying about something that's not even anywhere near happening for weeks, months even. And for some reason, if it gets in there, if it gets into that fucking spiderweb stream of garbage, it's just another thing that's like, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, goddamn, like fuck, 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 fuck. So yeah, I can see how that would make it harder to go to sleep, and some people, they do the same thing. They kind of like exhaust their brain. So let me do this thing where I don't really have to think so much, but I just have to focus with my eyes. And then my eyes get tired. And once my eyes get tired, I drop to one eye. And then once the one eye starts to do the drift off, it's like, okay, so now I can sleep. That is how I have to fall asleep a lot of the time, because it's just always There's just always so much going on. Now I have 4 kids and my husband works a lot and I got my own work and I've got school and this and that and all. There's so much that I am in charge of and have to think about that it's kind of like, it's like, it's just a given, you know what I mean? But it doesn't make it easier. So it's just yeah. So my mind is definitely loaded with mental clutter a lot of the time. I've gotten better on how I've handled it, and now we're going to see how to get rid of mental clutter, because this is something that a lot of people need to hear. Okay. You can clear mental fog using several proven techniques. We'll see about that. The brain dump. What is it? Emptying all thoughts, worries, and tasks onto paper without filtering them first. So everything that you're thinking of, you write down in a notebook, in a notes app, or whatever the fuck. Everything going. And I know people that do that just because they need to see everything. Okay. How to do it. You spend 15-20 minutes writing down everything buzzing in your head. So everything, like everything, you put it in paper so that you can see it. You put it in your own order of importance or what needs to be done. And you just kind of like, next step, once it's on paper, your brain stops looping to remember it. Okay. If you got something that's coming up, an appointment, a holiday, a this, a that, your brain, if you're one that's constantly thinking about it, it has this rotation where it's just like this train going in this fucking roundabout, okay? And the shitty part is that as your train is going in the roundabout, you're thinking about this one thing, then another cart gets attached to your train because it's something else. You know, and by the end of the day, your train that was maybe 2-3 cars long is now 34 cars long, and you're just like, it all keeps coming back. So if you're like that, you put it all down, and once it's on paper, your brain stops looping to remember it. You can then categorize them into urgent, important, or not necessary. Because there are several times where you think about shit that really doesn't make a difference. You know what I mean? Like if you're worried about how so-and-so is feeling because if it does not impact your everyday, if it does not impact your life, don't let little things like that take up your fucking space. It's that easy. It sounds crazy, but it's that easy. I used to worry about all this stuff, and if I didn't talk to someone for this long, like, oh my god, they're mad at me, what did I do? And then it just opens a new fucking spiral of tabs that's just like, there's nothing wrong. I'm living life, this person's living life, I'm busy, they're busy, it's just, it is what it is. So you kind of like talk yourself down from something being wrong or bad or stressful and everything else. You're just like, eh. So yeah. Physical decluttering. A messy physical environment often reflects and reinforces a cluttered mind. Maybe. Strategy. Start small. With one drawer or desk, use the 5 things method. Focus on only trash, dishes, laundry, things with a place, and things without a place. Okay. If something doesn't fit in one of those categories, what the fuck is it even doing there? You know what I mean? What's it doing there? I am someone who has a lot of stuff, but my stuff also has a place. It's yeah. I think that's the ADHD situation. But I've known several people to have like a lot of stuff like in a room. Okay. You have a room and it's meant for this, but over the years, it's turned into like a junk room, basically, like a junk drawer. Every house has a junk drawer. What the fuck is in it? What's in mine? I've got markers, I've got a razor blade, lighters, a couple Band-Aids, some spare keys, like pens, whatever the fuck. Like it's a junk drawer. It's just a catch-all for like the random little things from everybody in this fucking house, right? But everyone knows to go there for weird random fucking things, okay? Because chances are you'll find it, kind of deal. It's a weird situation. But people have rooms that turn into like this, right? It's easy for something to be covered when you got 5 people in the house and you walk in and you set one thing down. Well, if 5 people set one thing down, that's now 5 things sitting on there. And that's in a day. So let's say that happens the next day. Now you're up to 10 and then 15. And by the end of the week, you're at 25 things sitting on this place because every person put one thing down 5 days in a row. Nobody did anything with it. So imagine if one person puts 10 things down or a bag of stuff or a box of shit. And it's just like, it's very easy to get overwhelmed and like overloaded. So what I have told people is, okay, if there's things in this room that you don't like or you don't use, take it out. You know, you get space, you get, you know, that helps you realize that if it's not needed, right? If it's just here to be here, you don't need it here. You don't have any like sentimental hold on it. You don't have a reason to do it. Like if you can combine things, like make the space what you want to make the space. If you're happy like this, I mean, okay, that's one thing. But if you're not happy and if you're overwhelmed, we'll start small. You know, go for like the smallest thing that you don't use. And then from that, you go to the next thing. And then once you get like the pieces of furniture that you don't want in that room anymore, well, then you get into, all right, now Tetris it till you like it. And if there's other things, like you just move very small, but yeah, you're essentially decluttering around your space. And as you do that, it does really help with your mind because it's another thing you're not stressed about. Because if you walk into a room full of shit that you don't like, that stresses you out, that's just another thing added to the tabs. So once you get rid of the actual stuff, it's not shit you're seeing anymore, which means you're not really thinking about it anymore, which frees up some space. All right. Digital detox and information limits. Oh my God. Limit stimuli. Constant notifications and social media scrolling fragment your attention. Turn off non-essential notifications. Set tech-free zones like the bedroom and limit news consumption to once a day. So you're not constantly sitting there seeing all this shit. Ugh, yeah, some people I know do that. And no fucking way. I know that most people have an average of 30 to 50 apps on their fucking phone. Sounds like a lot, but honestly, when you think about it, you've got your calendars, you've got this, that. Think of all the things that make a noise. Every text message, every calendar reminder, every alarm thing, every Ring doorbell notification, every Amazon delivery thing. All these things have a noise. And these noises penetrate and just make you think of something else. So yes, by turning off the non-essential shit, like, okay, hey, your lives are full on this game. Who cares? Turn that shit off. Or, hey, the Jets won. Who cares? You know what I mean? Unless you got money on the game, who cares? Turn that shit off. Like, limit the ting, 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 bring, bring. Limit that shit, and you'll find yourself a little less stressed every day. For sure. And if you have rooms, you know, the room thing where you just walk in and like, it's just, you're done. Like this is not a sit and scroll. You're not going to sit in the living room and scroll and then move to your bedroom and scroll because like you need to look at something else throughout the day. Like you need it. Talk to a person, play a board game, sit and look at a fucking bird out the window. Just stop doing this all day, every day. And it will free up a lot of space. A lot of space. All right. Mental reset practices. Box breathing. All right. Inhale 4 counts. Hold for 4. Exhale for 4. And hold for 4. Inhale. So, okay. That was weird. I don't know. I guess that's like a stress. I don't know. So this signals the nervous system to relax. All right, that I get because it's almost like Okay. Mindfulness. I don't know about that, but anyway. Mindfulness. Spend 10 minutes in solitude or nature. Birds, I'm telling you. To allow your mind to decompress and process thoughts. If you can sit alone on your phone, you can sit anywhere alone. Okay? You can. Even if it's sitting in the same chair that you scroll in, you just kick back. You know? Instead of turning on a big light, turn on a soft light. Light a fucking candle. Just fucking sit where you can look at something or not look at something and just release some of yourself. Big difference. Okay? Big difference. These here, this is like a brick of stress. Let's be honest. This thing tells us when to wake up, where we're going, how to get there, who's, coming over, what time practices. Like, this thing controls so much of our lives these days that it's pretty fucking sick. Okay? So you need to be able to let it go, step away, and just really shut shit down. Tremendously. Help tremendously. Avoid multitasking. Juggling tasks can reduce productivity by up to 40%. Focus on single tasking to lower the cognitive load. Okay, well, I, for one, am definitely a multitasker. And yes, I understand that if I put all my focus into one thing, sure, that thing would get done majorly quick and, whatever. But with so much going on, I feel like I have to do all right, let's start the dishes. Let's, grab the laundry. Multitasking through the house every day is its own fucking shuffle of shit. But, I mean, if you're able to do the focus on one thing, I guess I would take that as, focusing on bigger things or projects, right? So if I'm doing this here, then I should do this today instead of doing this and then going to paint and then and then coming back to this in bits and pieces. I should put everything into this and make it and do everything I need for this and focus, which I do. I've gotten better on. So yeah. Routine and automation. Reduce decision fatigue. Establish consistent morning or evening routines so your brain doesn't have to make small repetitive decisions. Okay. I am a calendar person, okay? I am someone who has a calendar on my phone, and I also have one in a book, and I also have a dry erase one, right? No plug-in whatsoever. I have a dry erase calendar in my kitchen where I can see all of the events in different colored markers, what's happening, so that I myself and my family knows. So I've put for example, trash goes every Thursday. We put it out every Thursday. There is trash written in teal every Thursday going down that calendar. So myself, along with everyone in my family, has no reason to forget it, but it's right there and it's ingrained. And because I've put it there and I see it every time I go in the kitchen, even if I'm not looking at it, my brain is like, boop, it's Thursday, trash. I don't even think about it anymore. It's in there because that is what I do every time I reset that fucking calendar, and here we go. So, automate. Use digital tools or alarms for recurring tasks like bill payments or medication to outsource your memory. Again, as much as I hate to admit it, whenever any bill is due, it's on my calendar, right? What it is, how much it is, when it goes, is it auto, is it manual, whatever. Helps so much because I don't worry about it, right? I take the time to set it up in here and it's just done. It's just done. I couldn't imagine. I mean, I can because I've been there, right? Where you have to get your paper bills and, organize which ones due and are we going to have enough and blah, 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 blah. Stressful. So as annoying and stressful as these little bricks are, yes, they do have their conveniences and they do help. I will give you that. But to get rid of this up here, definitely treat it as a tab situation. limit yourself to like 5. 5 tabs open is not insane on a computer. 5 tabs open up here is not fucking crazy. 55 is fucking nuts, right? You got to shut that shit down. Look, I know that in today's world, everything is zoom, 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 crazy, 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 overload. Like system fucking overload. It is nuts, especially if you have kids and jobs and school and sports and pets and all this crap. Like it never ends. Okay, but definitely don't discount the benefit of taking a time to check out and just like cleaning it up in there. Because once you focus on the shit that actually matters and you get rid of all of the excess extra, like you will feel so much more relaxed. You will sleep better. You'll be in a better mood. You'll get more shit done, honestly. And going forward, you will learn to not hold on to the unnecessary junk. Okay? Hopefully this helps somebody. If you haven't heard anything, if you have your own tip you want to leave in the comments, something that you do personally to declutter your mind, by all means, leave it. Thank you so much for listening, watching. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, all that fun shit. And we'll be back with another awesome episode next week. And again, this distance is killing me. This time lapse. I know we had 2 episodes this week, but like, I might have to up it to 3. I don't know. I can't go from 5 to 1. Like, it's just a really weird, I don't like it. So we'll see how that goes. We're still in a testing phase. I know, but hopefully you all have a great day and a wonderful weekend. I know it's Easter this weekend, so grab your eggs, grab your candy, grab your bunnies. I don't know. Grab whatever you want to grab. It's Easter. So have a great weekend and we will see you next time. Thank you so much.